What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So for this one, I wanted to cover the 3 things that I do to improve my mental health. I do these things consistently. Um, just So I do these things consistently, and I found that they have made a huge impact on my mental health from day to day. So we will kick off. Number one is nutrition. So nutrition, I'm kind of encompassing a lot in this one. So it is going to be hydration. It is going to be my food intake. It's going to be what foods I avoid. So first thing when I wake up, I typically will have my greens drink. So I'll have 500 mils of my greens powder. I do that because I know I lack micronutrients. I struggle with getting all of my daily vegetables and fruits in for the day because I'm lazy when it comes to prepping my food. So I try to make it as simple as possible. So this is just a way that I know at least I'm getting a little bit extra with whatever veggies I choose at the time to actually consume. So I do that. I also take multivitamins and other vitamins and minerals just to supplement. That being said, if you don't, that is great. I always say that the best thing to do is try to get most of that through whole foods. However, it's a struggle. So that is what I do to compensate for that. But I tend to try to avoid as much ultra processed foods as possible, sugar intake. I've really cut down on my caffeine. So typically I'll have half a cup of coffee to maybe 1 full cup of coffee. I don't drink any energy drinks. The only time I really do energy drinks are when I'm doing like funny review energy drink ones where I liked the can. um, Pretty much the only time I've had an energy drink. I don't even know the last time I've had one. um, but yeah, so avoided or cut down on caffeine significantly. I don't take any pre-workouts. um, that is a huge impact on my mental health. Along with that, uh, I've tried to cut down on just those simple sugars. So, those simple carbohydrates that aren't so beneficial for me. And I've noticed a huge impact in terms of like being satiated. I've noticed my energy. So there's just a lot of things that I've done to just kind of try to clean things up and really optimize my health as much as possible. Um, so that is really the bulk of nutrition is I'm staying hydrated. I supplement with vitamins and minerals that I need, that I know that I'm most likely deficient in. um, and then, yeah, try to stick to as much whole foods as possible, and then sneak in some little treats here and there just to kind of maintain consistency and not feel like I'm being completely cut out from the joys of the world. So that is number one, nutrition. Then we move on to number two, which I'm going to bulk this all together, which is working out and exercise. So my workouts have always been like my main driving thing. It's the thing I looked forward to most in my day when it comes to like my personal self development. I love exercising, it just makes me feel great. So I've shown you in my last video kind of what I do in terms of my workouts right now, because I haven't been going to the gym. I just haven't been feeling it. I've been getting a lot of work done at home, and I've been working out at home. So that is a huge thing that I do just to control my mental health, my anxiety, my depression. It's all improved when I work out. That's not the case for everyone, but for me, it is 100% beneficial. That being said, not only do I work out, but I also will tend to try to go for at least a 30 to 60-minute walk at some point throughout the day. You can break that up. I do it all in one chunk. I'll throw on an audiobook and I'll just walk for 30 minutes or an hour, however long I have that day to commit to it. I'll set a timer and I will just walk. And then I try to come back, right at that 60 or 30-minute mark. But I find this it's a form of meditation for me. So I put on my favorite audiobook and I just walk, and I get so much joy out of that. Walking is one of those things that honestly, once I like got my driver's license, it was one of those things that kind of just like fell to the wayside. Um, Once I owned a vehicle, so I was just driving everywhere, and now I just set aside time, go for a walk. Sometimes we'll go for a walk with the kids and things like that. I don't include that. This is just my self reflection, my time to just be me and just be in my own head and kind of just sort things out and just enjoy just being present in that moment. So, exercise doesn't have to be always a workout. Do whatever you enjoy, just as long as you're moving consistently, that is going to make a huge impact. So that is number two, is working out or exercise, just getting moving. And then number three, which is kind of funny because I mean, I put out these YouTube videos. I also do a lot of content online and social media. But number three is limiting my screen time, more specifically social media. So I find that there is as much positivity as there is always negativity. And as much as I try to focus on the positive, there's always that bit of negativity, and sometimes there's certain things that I see that just trigger me beyond what it probably should. But um, yeah, so I try to limit my social media. So I literally, I mean, I'll jump on social media, I'll scroll and find some reels or TikToks or shorts, whatever it may be, just to like come up with creative ideas on what I can do myself. But at the same time, I really try to limit that exposure, because then I start going down the rabbit hole, and then all of a sudden I'm triggered and I'm angry or I'm depressed, or I see something that it's like, wow, like why is that person able to do that and I'm not? So I find myself comparing myself to others, my success to others, and that will drag me down mentally. So I try to avoid it. So now what I do is I'll set maybe a time slot aside to look at creative little TikToks and reels that I enjoy, and that I would think of recreating or putting my twist on it. Um, but other than that, it's like I edit, I post, and I get off. Um, that has made a huge difference. One, frees up a ton of time for me, so I'm not constantly falling into the rabbit hole and killing hours sitting there scrolling. It allows me to be a lot more present when I'm around my family, which is great, which also improves my mental health. So, a lot of benefits to limiting that exposure. Um, I still do sit on my phone a lot because honestly, I'm a gamer, but most of my games that I play tend to be mobile games. So I have a couple on there that I play. So yes, I'm still on my phone, but um, it's doing something that I find at least fun. So I accept that. But yeah, so limiting screen time, especially for me, social media has made a huge impact on my mental health. So those are the three tips that I have for you. Um, Hopefully you find these beneficial. Let me know in the comments what you do to improve your mental health. I would love to hear them and try to implement some, and maybe I'll do a video on those in the future. If you liked this video and you found it useful, please give it a like, subscribe, and until next time, peace.